Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to Frost and Fire. A little reminder of the community challenge rules. So last episode, we had Raptor ascend to Praetor, which is pretty cool. Many of you pointed out that one of the reasons why he's upset with his clothing is he's wearing a poor smoke pack belt, and I'll take that off promptly. We're in the middle of the throes of deep winter. So we're trying to stay warm and productive. We did add a remarkably large annexation for storage here, which is great. Pretty great. As far as raw resources go, let's also move wood into this as well, because we know that we're probably not going to be selling the wood given that Raptor is royal. We have two quests. So the shuttleborne attack, which I deemed really not safe or necessary in order to do, given that it would require all 6 of my soldiers and we're fighting 14 skeletons, that's just not likely a battle that we're going to walk away from. I'll even dismiss it. Now, Friend in the Crosshairs is a little bit more interesting. Redfoot would be here for 20 days, and it would trigger 2 mech clusters nearby. A Neuroformer is a really, really good reward. Jewel here would also be a pretty good person to add as well. The trouble is, with our food shortages the way it is, Gourmand is a pretty dangerous trait to have because Gourmands will food binge often whenever they want more food. It doesn't need to be triggered, they just go and do it, which is kind of a problem. We did have the crazy fight of the beak things, which was fun. And now, there is the remnants of these mech clusters that at the moment I'm not going to be able to deconstruct because it's really, really cold and going out there is kind of a problem. But eventually we'll get those broken down, and especially these ship chunks. There's 5 ship chunks up here, which will yield a great deal of components. Now, we are trying to make advanced components. All right, now let's see. Raptor. One of the things I want to do with Raptor is make sure that his clothing is not tattered and is normal or better. And if we take a look at his, so he no longer has the mental penalties of not having the right clothing on, which is good. So we're just organizing our storage as fast as we can. I do want to try to find underground gold and plasteel. Those are 2 additional resources that I desperately need. Both of them will be able to allow us to make advanced components. And if you take a look at our health here, Raptor's missing 2 toes. Bash is okay, surprisingly. JD has a torso scar from Bash, which is causing a little bit of pain all the time. And unfortunately, that pain yields a -5 mood all the time. Hippie has a lung fully blown out, and a right leg stab, scar, and a left foot that needs complete replacement. And then Gabe is missing toes on each. So getting proper bionics, full-fledged proper bionics, will be honestly life-changing for most of our characters. So that's something worthy to push towards as a result, or at least in my opinion. And I'm going to be trying to push towards advanced components and bionics. Now, another thing I wanted to do, and it's going to be done probably at the end of this winter because right now it is simply too cold to do it. But another thing I wanted to do is to set up proper security, slug turrets and autocannon turrets. Now, in order to do that, I need a sizable amount of steel, and I really don't have steel available to me at the moment. I can tap my mining tunnels But these mining tunnels here really haven't hit any sources of steel lately, which is unfortunate. And then a lot of the characters in my colony, a lot of these colonists here, there's just not even tasks for them to accomplish at this moment. Let's put this to normal. So as a result of actually really all of the raw resources are probably keeping, and if I'm not, I can always move the beacon. So yeah, there's just not a lot of tasks for them to do, which means that we have a lot of downtime, which is fine. Matthew asked me to go through each of Raptor's psycasts. So Throne Speech is not a psycast, but it gives you an RNG chance, a random chance, to have outcomes of a Throne Speech. Right now, it's on cooldown because I just ended last episode with the Throne Speech, which was, as you can see, who attended it? Encouraging Speech. So for about a week, we'll have an encouraging speech. So Words of Trust is a psycast that requires psi focus of 60%. And what this will allow is it will help to recruit prisoners. Words of Love is a psi focus which requires 50%, which will help 2 people fall in love, or one target fall in love with the second target. So the way this works is you target one person and then the other person, and it gives them a positive mood effect between them. So one of the ways that we could use this is if we had any rivals, like for instance Bash and Phoenix are rivals. We could also use Words of Love to make sure that they treat each other a little bit more nicely. So it's not just romantic love. It's usually used as romantic love, but you can sort of stop rivalries. So like Bash needs to feel better about Phoenix, and that's something we could do. Bash, once he's awake, I'll target Bash and Phoenix and do Words of Love. And then Words of Serenity is calming words to end a psychotic break. So quest expires in 24 hours. I'm going to wait as long as I can and probably accept that because I'm a adrenaline junkie. And despite the fact that I know almost for a fact that it's a terrible idea to welcome yet another 2 mech clusters into my colony, I'm going to do it anyway. Because, again, adrenaline junkie. It's what I do. So Raptor has been trying to find additional ground-penetrating scanning resources. If we take a look here, we have found some steel. It would be not too difficult to create a heated area around the steel, given that there's a geyser right next to it. I wouldn't even have to do very much for the ability to mine that in the winter. And then here, let's take a look at the ground penetrating radar scanner. There is also steel in this mountain that would be easy to mine to. All I need to do is dig into it and then put a heater or a cooler or something like that. But unfortunately, we really haven't found any precious resources other than this uranium here. So I do plan on tapping that uranium at some point, but probably some point where it's more temperate, where I won't freeze to death, because there's not much of a point going out right now, given that we'll just get frostbite and get hurt. So you can see the advanced component queue is working. We have 2 advanced components now. This one's not counted because it's not in a stockpile, but 2 advanced components, and we'll just keep adding advanced components so that we'll be able to make Bionics. I'm going to have Phoenix here pop these doors open just to make it faster. And then Raptor, one of the things I'm going to have you do is target Bash. Here, let me bring both of these Words of Love targets into the base, and I'll just demonstrate how this works. We'll come into the throne room. So, Words of Love. So, induce Psychic Love in Bash for Phoenix. Oh, you know what? It's only for romantic love. My bad. So, that's not going to work. Hippie... Well, I'll demonstrate it with Hippie and Bash then. All right. So Hippie for Bash. So right now, if you see, Hippie has a 57 opinion of Bash because she is, of course, misandrist. She doesn't like men. So Raptor is going to fix that with the Psycast. Well, not fix the misandrism, but Raptor cyclically suggested that Hippie should feel a new romantic desire for Bash. So as you can see, that 57 got kicked up by 40 psychic love. And then if we check the health here, psychic love will occur for 8 days, and Hippie will have stronger feelings for Bash. Now, it did cost Raptor here a sizable amount of his Psi Focus, but that's fine, because all of his Psi Focuses that he has right now are non-combat. Oh, great. Well, at least we'll get some free heat out of that. We just scanned gold underground. Awesome. Let's see where it is. Unfortunately, it's really not in a convenient spot, but it exists. So we have some gold right here. Can I even put mines here? Oh, I can. Okay, well that's good at least. So we can tap that gold when it is tempered out. Probably not right now, though. Okay, we have 14 more hours for the quest. I have to make sure that no one gets severely hypothermic, which is hard to do. JD just finished off the sniper rifle. I did want some backup sniper rifles. So right now, Raptor and Hippie has one. Gabe and JD has charge rifles. Charge rifles just don't have the range that sniper rifles do. Honestly, I'm probably going to want 2 more sniper rifles. And this is so that if I get attacked by centipedes, I can take them out more easily, because centipedes are a lot easier to kill with sniper rifles given their superior range than really any other weapon. Charge rifles just aren't long enough ranged against them. All right, let's go ahead and continue this powered tunnel. And we've been spacing out the lights every 16. So I think we just hit 16. So that means that we will put another light at the end of this. I'm surprised that, well, not that surprised, but it's unfortunate that I haven't hit more resources here in the process of digging this mining tunnel. Because I honestly would have thought I would have hit some additional resources by now, but I would be wrong. And we're still brewing beer. Trying to keep that away from Cauterize so it doesn't drink all our beer. And we are eating simple meals. Even Raptor's eating simple meals so that we can save refined meals for when we need mood boosts or whatever. Okay, so now that I have this set up, 8 tiles down from this light, we'll put a door. And then 8 tiles under that, we'll put another door, or another light rather. And then move these heaters behind the door, and then leave this door open. Just continuing our mining shaft. And unfortunately, I really haven't found anything in those tunnels worth mentioning. Oh, but steel found underground. Oh, and it's not that helpful. Okay, quest expires in 2 hours. I'm going to accept for a neuroformer. Okay, Mr. Redfoot has arrived And I am going to have him beeline to the base. I'm also going to turn on the vents and heater. And here he is. So he is a fast walker, nimble, sorry. And she's staying for 20 days, 16 years old, a good doctor, I guess. Or, like, at least an okay doctor. And also a researcher. So I'm going to use her primarily for research to use the ground penetrating scanner while she's here. And this, of course, will be her bedroom. And I do hope that she is comfortable staying here. So that... Oh, wow. You're 16. You're drinking? Okay. Well, guess there's really no laws on the rim, right? So, who am I to police her? I'm not her parent. So taking a look at Redfoot, she will be helping us research, and Raptor is going to do some ground penetrating radar. I actually don't really care who does what, just that it gets done. And let's put her at the end of our cast of characters, so that we know to keep her alive for the Neuroformer. And a Neuroformer will be great. Level 6 Psycast is max, and Raptor's already at level 4, so he's getting pretty close. Oh, Phoenix, get to the tunnel. I'm going to have Phoenix deliver the heaters so that he can stay warmer. Even eating a meal there is fine. There we go. Just wanted to lose the hypothermia. And then, of course, I do have to continually pay attention to Phoenix's health because of the blood rot. Right now it's only at 11%, so I don't need to tend to it with proper medicine, but I will at some point as it progresses and gets worse. Alright, so the stay close zone is going to go all the way up to the edge of this mountain, as will the home zone. And I might actually just dig all the way to the uranium deposit. If I'm going to be setting up uranium slug turrets, that would not be a terrible idea. Now, another issue is that this ground penetrating scanner right here, well, it is in a ridiculously cold area. I'm trying to think of a... trying to think of a way to... don't even do that. To heat this area up a little bit. So what is her comfortable temperature? Gear 37. Okay, so she's going to... In other words, she's going to freeze while she's researching in there because it's simply just too cold. Oh, that's awkward. So I think what I can do is have Raptor switch with her. And she's going to be set to stay inside. And then stay close zone. What I'm going to do is for stay close is disallow the seat for the research table. So Raptor's always at the ground penetrating scanner, and Redfoot is at the research bench. That way, it's sort of like assigning them to a research bench. Now, another thing that I wanted to work on is summer clothing. So what I can do here is for the brawler and for the shooter, for all their clothing, I can count equipped for cowboy hats and toques. But I only can count equipped if I have like a minimum setting here. So you can always count what they're currently wearing, but not if I have a hit point modifier here, which is the problem. I like to make a certain amount of clothing up to, you know, hit points so that I have them spare. But actually, taking a look at this, it's apparent to me that I right now need a button-down shirt made by JD. But JD is working on the sniper rifles, which is fine. So the mech clusters that are going to attack Redfoot. Or are you even comfortable out here? Yeah, no, even Raptor's not really comfortable out here. You know, I might need one more heater. I'll just pull the trigger on that and get that built, because it's not worth them having like hypothermia while they work. Okay, we scan some silver. It's nowhere near the base and probably not all that useful to us as a result. So Redfoot is helping to research recon armor, but until we have a source of all of the advanced components that we need to use for fabrication, it's not all that useful. Hey, whatever happened to these eggs? Don't tell me you... No. Alright, hasn't... I don't know what happened to the eggs. Interesting. We had eggs there, obviously. But they're not made into any meals. Let me make sure that our meals doesn't allow it. So animal products, fertilized eggs is not checked. Simple meals, fertilized eggs is not checked. My crabs aren't even allowed in that room. Well, I suppose one of you in the YouTube comments will figure out what happened to those eggs, but I have no idea. However, my crabs are somewhat starving, so one thing I'm going to need to do is to unsuspend the butchering of insects and make some more kibble again. Yeah, so here comes Raptor to do it. You know, maybe Bash picked up the eggs for training. That would be really unfortunate. I think that might have been the case. Okay, don't butcher. I want... So yeah, here because so if I crabs do not allow you near there. There. Now they shouldn't eat the raw insect meat. Okay, let's butcher creatures until we have... That's not really going to work. I'm just going to have to toggle it, because that's counting normal meat, too. Because the issue is we just don't have a lot of rice. But here's some kibble for the critters to eat. Hippie falling yet again because she has slow feet. She's probably going to be the first contender for bionic leg, so that doesn't happen continuously. Because it's a little worrisome and embarrassing that she's constantly collapsing. Okay, 8 down from here, and a door, and then I'll move the heaters eventually. So let's mine out to the very, very edge here. And I'm somehow or another never hit resources. It's a reverse miracle. Now we do have a lot of cloth, but I want to invest the cloth into dusters for the summer. So right now we have 4 dusters, and we're going to need at least 6. But I'm going to make 4 more dusters out of cloth. Yeah, because I can't do it out of bone dog leather. I don't have enough, even for 1 duster. So 4 more dusters out of cloth, and that's going to keep us cooler in the summers. And then the crab material that I'm going to get once they grow a little bit more, because we're at 78%, I'll turn those first into cowboy hats, and then if any left over, I'll turn them into dusters as well. So another thing that I might want to do is I might want to either set up another farm like this. Given my very secure power grid, it wouldn't be a terrible idea. Or, alternatively, probably honestly set up another farm, and I could set it up in here. But I was going to say, alternatively, just grow some more rice, because it seems like I'm lacking on rice. Given my guests, my crabs, especially the baby crabs that I'm having to feed right now, we are definitely taxing the amount of rice that I have. So down here, I have a lot of limestone, so I am going to set up some limestone walls so that we can heat the uranium area more easily. Run, Bash, run! Alright, so this door can be left open. So that means, for now, I'm not going to let them set up the... Yeah, I'm not going to allow them to set up the walls until the mine shaft is done. And actually, I'm going to keep the heaters here, because this will be an enclosed space. No, Gabe, come on. Come on now. Okay. Oh, you're going the other way. Yes, because it was an island. I don't want to explain why that happened, but it won't happen again now. Hippie, again, hypothermia drop. Raptor, would you be so kind? Yeah, she really does need a leg. Here, Gabe, you're right there. You just do it. So these walls will allow, once they're built, will allow this area to be heated. Okay, please have all, well, even if you don't have all your toes, it wouldn't really matter because I'm going to be replacing your legs. Okay, I'm going to tell JD to turn around because he was already too hypothermic for his own good. On this shelf, I wanted advanced components stored. Let's move those over. Okay, JD's health. Oh, there's another excellent sniper rifle. So that's a better quality than Raptor and Hippie have. Well, Hippie was holding the correct sniper rifle, but then dropped it subsequently. Okay, I'm going to let JD do this task here because I can warm him up in this part of the tunnel. And we have a toxic fallout. Okay, JD, just hang out here for a minute. Lose the hypothermia. So a toxic fallout, when it's super, super cold out, doesn't really matter because I'm already staying inside. So I'm already taking the precautions I need. I'm actually going to change my mind and have one of these be a door. So that Maybe even both of them. So I'll have them be airlock doors. And that's going to allow me to have, you know, if I get caught out in the open or something, it allows me to have some escape plan or something. So I think that's a pretty wise idea. And it looks like Bash is going to make the door. Phoenix, please get inside. So if Redfoot's getting inspirations, it means she's happy. She has a minor passion for this kind of work, so she will be benefiting, you know, from doing research the way I have her set up. Okay, Bash, let's get warm. And I guess what I'll do here is, let's go ahead and set this up with lights and everything. Yeah, we're having to... Ooh, Bash actually took a little bit of frostbite. Okay, hang out there for a minute. Phoenix, you go get warm. Cargo pods. A whole bunch of hops. That's enough hops that I'm going to want to do a little bit of caravanning for, I think. So now that I have these walls, what I'm going to do is an airlock like this. And then setting up a light here. And then having these doors also be limestone, I guess. And leaving the, you know... no, I'm not even going to bother with an airlock. I'll just move these heaters down. So what this is going to look like is a deep drill. Like that. And just run the power closer. So instead of a limestone wall here, we'll just do a limestone door. Like that. Perfect. That will be our little mining alcove thing. Cool. Now, unfortunately, because of the way this map is set up, normally I would say for deep drills, just build a deep drill close to the base and then move it over. But because there's no resources underneath the map tile, that's not a possibility. Wow, that is... What is Randy? Randy is very, very sorry for all of the strife he just put me through, because he is gifting me all sorts of nonsense. So, Phoenix... You have blood rot. Who's my fastest runner? Probably JD. I'm going to have JD and Phoenix switch to parkas, and then have JD go for the... have JD go for the hops. So one of the things I'm doing here, actually I could just remove the whole tunnel. I don't really want Hippie to continually clean these tunnels. So I'm taking them off of a home zone so that she's not permanently attempting to sweep up something that will constantly generate filth. Ah, she's down. Gabe, would you... Operation Give Her a Leg is becoming... more and more necessary. So we do have this 2 spare sniper rifles now. I can power... Oh, no, we need one more? Oh, right, because she dropped one, yeah. No, I don't need one more. Let's suspend this. I think I'm fine. Bash, why aren't you even sleeping in your bed? That was super weird. I have no idea what he was doing. Truth be told, we don't even need a light here, because the heater will give off enough light to illuminate the mining drill. Also something, so let's just uninstall it. Also something worth noting is that the mining drill cannot benefit from seating. It is not possible to sit and mine, in other words. So sometimes people say, oh, build a stool for the miner so that they're more comfortable. It's like, well, I mean, no. It's not a thing. Okay, so a little bit of this tunnel is dark. So I guess, Bash, I'm going to have you install a light at the end of the tunnel. Like the way that sounds. I suppose there is a reason to illuminate here. After all, I take it back. So the reason to illuminate here is to reduce the chance of a infestation. Which means increasing the light level. And then we'll get the deep drill. And if I take a look at the stay close zone, yes, the stay close zone. I'm not even going to include these, but let's add this stuff as home zone. Once this cotton grows, I think I'm going to switch back over to all rice. And I'm going to send JD, who just got a little frostbite, I'm going to send JD to work on tailoring. Oh god, Hippie is delivering the components? Stop it, Hippie. That's just a terrible idea. Alright, I'm going to force Bash to do it. He's a little bit more insulated. I never switched the toques or the parkas around JD and Phoenix, but I don't think I'm going to be doing that anyway. Alright, so JD, it is time to make shirts and dusters for us. Keep us clothed. And then once this drill is set up, and it's about 50, 60 degrees Fahrenheit in here. It's plenty temperate. What I'm doing here, not that it's likely to have an effect, but I'm moving the power sources away from the drill. So if I have a short circuit, because this area over here is so far from the base, if I have a short circuit, it's not likely to light the deep drill on fire. So now at this point, Gabe should have periodic mining stuff for that tunnel. And I think what I'm going to do is dig out a shortcut, so we don't have to go the long route. Which means putting stay close zone here as well. Actually, a pretty good shortcut would be going through here. So let me do that instead. It does mean that I'll have to wall it up and add a turret back there so that it is not a valid target for sappers. And in fact, that also means it would be a good idea to add... So let's do that. Let's add a turret here. This turret isn't really intended to do very much other than dissuade sappers from messing with my power grid. Okay, so I don't want Hippie to be cleaning this, so forget cleaning that. I'll just take it off. Oh, God. Grumbling something about dang hippies. Alright, this cotton is all grown enough that I can switch it over to rice. It's 98%, so we're basically going to get full yield, no problem. JD is now working on making us clothing. And then we'll work on making advanced components for Bionics. And recon armor and stuff like that. Alright, Hippie. Miss Hippie. What can I have you do? I can have you make art. I think you made all the art. Well, no, there's a little bit more jade here. So let's have you crank out one more sculpture to keep you out of trouble. And then maybe even crank out other art. Just because I'm very much tired of her passing out like it's her job. It's funny, but like I've had enough of it. Okay, we have an infestation. And unfortunately, it's right at the mining drill. So what sucks about this infestation is it's going to be a really, really tricky one to kill off due to the fact that it's going to be tough to keep everyone warm while they do it. But I am going to work towards it anyway. So let's see. I'm going to have them do the long way. Now, fortunately, because the way this tunnel is laid out, enemies can only really come one by one to attack me through this tunnel. It does mean that it will be a little bit easier to kill off these infestations. Because they really don't have anywhere to go. Alright, so I did pop open this door. So it is getting warmer in this corridor. So this door here, I'm going to close with Phoenix so that it warms up even more. Bash is just going to have to do his best while Raptor shoots wide and wrong. Now the rest of these bugs are smashing things, which is not great. But I am also setting, one of the positive effects is I'm setting some of these bugs on fire. So they're going to generate their own heat as a result. Okay, so Bash is just covered in little scars. Let's go, Gabe, you back up, and Phoenix, you move forward. So that if Bash does go down... Okay, we got that. So if Bash does go down, we have another brawler right behind him with a uranium mace ready to go. This brings back memories of some series I've done in the past. Namely, how are we doing? Okay, Bash and Raptor. I'm going to have you fall back. Go through the north. Go back to the base. And Phoenix is going to take over. I think most of the bugs are dead. Gabe got nicked a little bit, but he's not bleeding out badly. I'm having Bash retreat because of the injuries that he's sustained. I don't want him to bleed out or anything like that. Alright, Hippies start putting out that fire, because it's actually getting too hot here. And Phoenix... kill the hives. Gabe, JD, and Hippie, you are off the hook. All of this... Gabe, would you... Yeah, keep... hold on, let me... Now that this tunnel's full of blood, I'm going to want to clean it up again. Okay, I'm keeping an eye on Bash, make sure he survives. So I'm going to have Bash go straight to his bed and patch him up there. So Phoenix, you've done well. Let's haul some jellies. There are some insects that are out but not dead here, and I'll get them eventually. I'm not all that worried about nearly unconscious. So Bash did collapse. Raptor, go for Bash. Hippie, go for his plasma sword. He is 4 hours. A smoke spewer. A smoke spewer machine guarding by swamp raptors and a cluster of hostile mech structures and an unknown threat. Jesus. Could you be any more ridiculous? So Bash is, my guess is unhappy. Oh, boo-hoo. But Bash is getting patched up with good meds. Here, JD, flick this switch so we have better light. And Hippie, in hippie fashion, is downed. Let's just stick you inside anywhere. It doesn't really matter. Okay. Well, thank you for your service, Bash. You really did take one for the team. So we do have one of these got up. But that's not going to be much of an issue, I don't think. Now, it looks like, yeah, it looks like Gabe, you're going to be needed, so I'm going to take you off of bed rest. I'm going to leave Bash on bed rest because he's so beat up, but Gabe, you get off of bed rest and no longer hunt. I need you to farm because we're running out of food. I think it collapsed. Okay. Nope, there's still one left. And then the rest of these, of course, will make for very, very good crab food. Just what I'm obviously going to need to do is a significant amount of cleaning, because that got all sorts of dirty. And they destroyed my source of light. Not a big deal, but we'll get that back. Well, guys, that is all the time I have. I hope you enjoyed the tunnel bash. It was definitely fun for me. I'm actually quite surprised that Bash stayed on his feet the whole time. What a beast. If you have any feedback for me, let me know in the comments below. Thank you all so very much for watching. I will catch you next episode. Farewell, everybody.